Hello, Damir here. In today's video, I would like to share with you how to be happy. Not just how to be happy, but how to create happiness. Because if you might have not noticed, happiness gets created. It doesn't happen. And there are certain ways how to create happiness, and there are certain little hacks how to create happiness, and we're gonna go through them all. So when it comes to creating happiness, where I see a lot of people, and myself included in the past, is one of the most important things is that you need to, you don't need to do anything, right? But you want to define what happiness is, like what happiness means to you. So saying things like, oh, I just want to be happy. Well, that's not going to work out, because what you say to your mind, be happy, okay, fine, that will somewhat work a little bit, but you need to define what makes you happy, right? And you really want to put some time into it because of today's influences and environment and social medias and scrolling little videos and reels and stuff. We get distracted, and that's okay, to spend some time doing nothing, watching fun stuff and watching interesting stuff, but we also get influenced, right? And sometimes we are not very clear what would make us happy, right? So when we watch those things, we get distracted. So instead of for example, watching this social media stuff and saying, oh, this seems interesting, this would make me happy, I'd rather not watch it and go deep into, asking myself, okay, would that really make me happy? Because remember, just like before, yes, a lot of things can make you happy, but not a lot of things are really important to you and exciting. So when it comes to happiness, you really want to put on top of the list something that's important and obviously exciting for you, right? And interesting, of course. If it's just interesting, not as important, then or exciting, then you might be chasing, call it happiness that's all right, but not that deep happiness that's meaningful to you. So what I'm trying to say here, step number one would be define your happiness based on your values. And what values are is simply things that are important to you, whatever that is. So you want to write these things out, right? And then you want to, describe it. How would your, ideal happiness look like? And you want to kind of visualize it. You want to put it in all senses, how it would look like, how it would hear like, how it would feel like, what would that be, right? So defining your happiness is step number one. Now, step number two with it is to expand the horizon a little bit, because being happy is a very general overall term. But there are many areas of life, or maybe not many, but pick 10 important ones, like how would happiness in your relationship look like? How would your financial happiness look like? How would your health happiness look like? How would your spiritual happiness look like, right? So pick areas of life, different areas of life, again, that are very important to you, and then define the happiness in each area. So it might be similar, might be the same, might be completely different. But now I see by now you're getting a little bit of a picture, how happiness works, because you need to know what that is, right? You need to, you want to know that, and then you want to create it, because when you know how happiness looks like for you, I'm not saying happiness for everyone else, what it looks like for you, then it's going to be much easier for you, right, to create it. And also for your mind, how mind works, mind loves the goal. Like, I want this clear picture, right? So when you give your mind an order, This is how my happiness looks like, for example, in a relationship, and this is how much time I'm spending with my partner or with my family or whatever it is, and this is what we are doing, this is what we're not doing, then your mind will call it, guide you to it. You will still have to work on it. But also what happens, you might realize that in some areas of your life, you're actually very happy. Like I always say, look, my life, I'm now 8 out of 10. In 8 areas of my life, I'm super happy and content. And 2, needs, not that I'm not, but needs a little bit more work. So if you look at overall, I'm a very happy, content person. So you might realize you already are, and you think you are not, or so on, or you think you are, the other way around. So this is why it's important to be very specific and pick the areas, right, of your life to do it. Now, here is a little happiness hack that I've learned, and here is how it is. If this is the strategy, right, and this is the truth. You may not like it when you hear it, but if you can't, this is how it goes. Sorry, if you are not happy with what you have already, you will never be happy with that thing you think it will make you happy, right? It simply goes for, you want to be happy with things you have. Appreciate them, right? Of course you want more things. I want more things, more stuff. I want to travel more, right? I don't travel nearly enough as I would love to, but I did travel this year, so I'm very happy, right? It's the car. For example, I drive a very small car. Of course I want a big car. I'm a tall guy, I want a big car. Simple as that, right? But I don't have it, and now I can completely destroy my day in my life thinking of the car I don't have, or I can be super happy and content with the car I have, right? So no one is saying you should not want more things or stuff, whatever. Yes, of course, and that will make you happy. But when you're really truly happy, when you appreciate what you got. So I call it the basics, very simple. So if you look at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there is this guy who wrote the needs of a human being, and at the very bottom level is psychological needs, like breathing, food, shelter, clothing, sleeping. You see, I go for that. For example, I have a place to live, I have food to eat, of course I have enough money to pay the rent and whatnot, and I'm super happy, I'm content. Anything on top, to me, is a bonus, is a luxury. So even if I go to the restaurant, no matter if it's a cheap one or expensive one, I see it as a bonus, because I'm already happy, I'm already fulfilled, I already have everything, I'm healthy. Luckily I'm healthy. If you're not healthy, then be happy that you are alive, right? So if you focus on the basics, right? So no matter what happens in your life, like you crash a car, I'd be immediately happy that I'm not hurt. Okay, you feel bad for the car, but you can repair a car. You lose money, you invest, lose money. Okay, fine, you can always make more money. Of course, it's not good to lose money, but you can make more money. You know what I'm saying? You can work, you can use your mind, you can do whatever you need to do, make more money. So I go for basics. So if you start to focus on basics that you have, right? Not that you don't want more for your happiness, but when you focus on basics, what you have already, a place to live, enough food, you're healthy, you have some friends and family and whatnot, you have clothes to wear, then everything else is a bonus, and you will see your happiness will rise no matter how little you might have, because that little is actually a lot. Then you don't need anything else you want, and you will realize that in life you can destroy your happiness by saying for the things that you want that you need them. So for example, if I say I need big Toyota Prado Jeep, I want it. But if I say I need it, now I'm immediately stressing myself, right? I need a pool in my house, right? I don't have a pool, I don't need it, I want it. But if I'm going to live in that, I'm going to stress myself out and destroy my happiness very successful. Same goes for you. Just focus on basics. Focus on what you got already, and you will immediately, like literally you in the span of minutes, you can realize how already happy you are and how much you already have, right? Is not to say you should not want more, you should not want to do more travel, go out to more restaurant, buy more things, if that's your thing, right? You should want things, of course, but do not, stress yourself out if you don't have them, because if you have basic stuff covered, then you're a very, very lucky, and I would say rich person, right? And when I say richness is not just finance. Richness is having health, having friends, having family, having food to eat at home, and having all these basics but big things. Because I don't know about you, I've been around the world, and a lot of people don't have that. No proper places to live, no jobs, they can't pay for stuff, they're sick, they live in very harsh environments, right? So if you have that, just be happy. That should bring your happiness up. To me, everything lately, when I was young, I was stressing myself a lot around it, but now lately, no matter what happens, I'll say, well, you'll live or I'll live, okay, fine, we'll get through it. I don't care anymore. I have my family, I have my friends, I have my cats, I have my garden. I have a lot, all right, when you look at it that way. Yeah, I don't own a house. I want to own a house, but until I own a house, I'm not going to stress myself about it. Hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully this simple basic hack about focusing on basic will bring you happiness quickly. It can. And just to recap, make sure you become very specific how your happiness looks like, what it is. Write it out, see it, feel it, hear it in different areas of life. Recognize what you have already, what you don't have, work on it, and obviously focus on the basics. As soon as you start to focus on the basics, you will realize you have a lot, even too many things already to be happy about, and you can become happy instantly. Anyway, so much for this video. Hopefully it helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.